Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here and you like home arcade, hit like, hit that subscribe button, and comment down below. We got some series of questions for you today. And you may notice if you've watched the channel before, you're like, hey, what's going on? There's like an empty arcade over there. Well, that's because I took my Pac-Man into another room. That's actually a 40th anniversary Pac-Man. It's considered the Gen 3 series of Arcade1Ups. And some people were asking me, is it possible to take the second generation of the Partycade and take the guts out of it, mainly just the PCB, and use it like an upgrade kit in, say, a 40th anniversary. Now, first of all, some of you might be asking, why would you want to do that? Why don't you just put like a Raspberry Pi in it if you want more games? And fair enough. There's enough people out there that know in the modding scene that that's something that you can do. I've talked to several people and they have done that to their cabinets, but they still ask me, is it possible to use parts from another device, another Arcade1Up, and exchange it? And they know how to mod. In fact, they have cabinets that they've modded. It's still something that people are interested in. So I wanted to answer that and provide as much insight as I possibly could for those people that are interested in doing that, because the idea of spending $199 and getting the exact setup that you want is something that some people would want to do. So, big question, is it possible to take the PCB out of the Partycade Gen 2, say the Pac-Man that I have, and put it in a 40th anniversary? Now, the reason why it would work is because they're using the same monitor. So that means you don't even have to swap the monitor. You don't have to bring the monitor. It's using the exact aspect ratio and resolution that the boards are outputting. They're outputting exactly the same, 4:3 and 960p. So they're fully compatible. But the other question is, what about everything else? And this kind of got me. I didn't catch it. I mean, I was talking to Ralph and I was like, it should work. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't work. And it does, but it's not. There's some things you might forget, and I forgot this as well. So the 40th anniversary Pac-Man has a light-up marquee. How are you going to power the light-up marquee? The power from the light-up marquee actually comes from the PCB itself. So the PCB receives power, goes through an inverter, and distributes electricity to the PCB, and then that powers the light up marquee. But that's not a big deal. You could probably figure it out and have probably a breakout Y cable, power the PCB, and maybe that's the same voltage to do the light up marquee. You could probably figure that out. But there's more that would make it a little bit difficult. So the second thing is, what about the sound? So the PCB on the Partycade actually outputs the sound through the ribbon cable, and it goes to the encoder board that's, in the control panel. And from there, it breaks out to the speaker. That's not how the 40th anniversary works. It actually has a 3.5 millimeter jack plugged directly into the PCB, and that part is missing on the Partycade. So if you do the swap, you're not going to have sound. So that's the second challenge. If you really want to do that mod, you would have to figure out a way to get the audio from the PCB, the encoder board that's on the Partycade, that breakout board, and feed that to the dual speakers. And the other thing is, it may be passing just mono to that board. I'm not really sure. Even if it has both circuits to it, it's possible that they didn't populate all of the parts on the PCB to deliver stereo sound. Manufacturers typically do that. If the hardware purposing of that particular device isn't stereo, it's only mono, why would you populate the resistors and capacitors to create a little amp for both circuits? We saw that on the Street Fighter Generation 1. They them not populating the circuits on this Street Fighter Generation 1 wasn't really their mistake. That actually made sense. What they failed to do was output mono from the original PCB on the Street Fighter 2, so you're only getting one channel out of that single speaker. It was a software fix that fixed that in later revisions, not necessarily a hardware one. So the fact that they didn't populate the circuits, or I'm actually speculating that they didn't populate the circuits on the Partycade PCB, that's just another challenge that will make it difficult. But everything else does work. There's still one more thing that actually doesn't work. But the point is, you can output the video signal and it completely boots up. Now, right away when I booted up the Pac-Man 40th anniversary, like the shell, right? You with me? With the Partycade PCB, immediately it just says volume up 15. It kind of doesn't really go away for a while. It's almost as if someone is holding down that power, that volume trigger the whole time. So that started making me think, the button mapping on the hardware level are a little bit different. And right away, I noticed, yeah, the buttons are kind of swapped. So when I went to press the A button, it didn't like activate the game. I had to press player 1. So player 1 is the A button and the A button is player 1. So those are swapped. You know, they just have different configurations for the different models. So I was able to play Galaga on the 40th anniversary cabinet, but using the PCB of the Partycade, but I had no audio. There was no power for the light up marquee and my buttons were swapped. Well, still, that's something you could probably get around because you could probably reconfigure those wires in the PCB and get the buttons the way you want. So that 40th anniversary does have 3 buttons and so does the Partycade. So it's possible. So you're telling me there's a chance. So if you're a person out there that really wants to play and tinker with that and swap out, I'm not going to prevent you. I'm not going to say, no, don't go buy a $199 Partycade to use it as an upgrade kit, but I am telling you it's not as easy as plug and play. Just want to warn you because I knew some people out there that were thinking about purchasing that and taking the risk of it possibly not working with the entire goal of taking the 8 games that are on the Partycade PCB and putting it on a different Pac-Man. And most people have said the 40th anniversary. Sorry. One thing that I'm still questioned about is, wait a second. What if you took the original, the Gen 1 Pac-Man, all right? The Gen 1 Pac-Man, which only had 2 games, Pac-Man and Pac-Man Plus. You took that and you buy a $199 upgrade kit of the Partycade and put all of the parts inside the Pac-Man. So that theoretically could work because you would bring kind of everything with you. You'd bring the monitor. That's good. The Partycade has an upgraded monitor anyway. It's BOE. It's better viewing angles. It looks a lot better than the first generation. So you're paying $199 and getting a better monitor, and you're getting 8 games, but you would bring all the controls with you. And if you have a light up marquee, that's going to be aftermarket, which is going to split out. And it only has 1 speaker anyway. So the Partycade mono speaker is going to totally work with the Arcade1Up first generation Pac-Man mono speaker. You just got to do all the wiring. But there's one thing you'd have to do, is you'd have to add 2 more buttons because that original Pac-Man only has 1 action button, only the A button, and you'd basically have to add in what would be B and C to that cabinet. And if you get the right bit, you can drill. I've seen people on the forums do it. I haven't done it myself, but they drill right through the plexiglass without making it shatter and then add those buttons, and that could work. Comment down below if you would like me to try that out because I'm willing to do it if enough people say we want to see it and we want to see if it'll work. I do have a first generation Pac-Man and I don't mind trying it out. So tell me what you think. Comment down below. Let me know what you think of this possible Frankenstein mod. Is this something that you're interested in? And I know I'm going to get tons of comments that are like, just put a pie in it. And if you believe that, go ahead, comment down below and just say it. Get it out of your system. Just put a pie in it. I get it. But I just think that subject is saturated, and I wanted to provide a little bit more technical insight in some of the things that people have asked me about and share it with the community. So thank you so much for watching my video, and tell me what you think, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.